welcome to my list fairy. Today I'm going to be talking about a theory that literally popped into my head last night while I was struggling to fall asleep. And with that said, I do want to give a disclaimer that it's a bit out there, and I definitely want to hear if you guys think that this makes any sense at all, or if I was having some sort of lucid dream when I thought of it. Here it comes. Did Hestu lose his life during the Calamity War and is actually a ghost during Breath of the Wild? Now, bear with me. When we first meet Hestu, he seems shocked that Link can see him, and states that no one has been able to see him for 100 years. That can simply mean that people walk past him because he looks like a tree, right? But what if people can't see him because he's deceased? In Age of Calamity, which in all fairness is a separate timeline, we see that Hestu fights in the war, and survives. What if in the Breath of the Wild timeline he didn't survive, and what lives on is his spirit? We know that Link can talk to spirits, because he communicates with the deceased champions, so it wouldn't be that crazy that he would be able to talk to the spirit of someone else who fought in the war 100 years ago. I believe Hestu could have lost his maracas 100 years ago, attacked by bokoblins, who then kept their found treasure in a chest all these years. It would also explain how all the korok seeds scattered around Hyrule throughout 100 years, since he releases korok seeds as part of his attacks, so he could have lost them in his final battle. To me, that makes more sense than Hestu being attacked recently, because how did 900 korok seeds scatter around Hyrule so quickly after an attack? It would make more sense if it happened throughout a long period of time. There are 2 points that can counter my theory. One is that in Age of Calamity, when he is first introduced, he is also shocked that they can see him. However, I can argue that they make a point that it's super foggy in Korok Forest, so that's why people can't see him very often then. In Breath of the Wild, he's out in the open in the overworld when you meet him for the first few times, with no fog in sight, and he still says people can't see him. To me, that establishes 2 very different situations. Another counterpoint is the NPC called Aegis from Hateno Village, who will say that he saw Hestu but got spooked by him, so there was no interaction. However, this NPC actually describes what he saw as a tree ghost. Why would he say ghost? Considering that this NPC lives in a world full of monsters, I found the choice of words quite interesting. Could Aegis also be someone in touch with the spirit world? So that's my theory. Have I lost my mind, or do you think I'm onto something? Let me know what you think.